the comment section that I am audible and visible so that we can start our session today. A very good evening to all of you and welcome to GATE Academy Global channel. So please confirm me in the comment section that I am audible and visible. Okay, now in today's session we are going to discuss the whole aptitude section which were asked in the GATE examination of branch EE, EC, IN, CH, PE and the computer science. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? So let's start with the very first question which we have. First we are going to discuss all the questions from EC branch. Okay, so the first question is from ratio and proportion. This question is from ratio and proportion concept. This is a very easy question. What was asked? The sum of money is distributed among 4 persons, that is P, Q, R and S, in the proportion of 5:2:4:3 respectively. That means a sum of money is divided among 4 participants. We can say P, Q, R and S, and the proportion in which the amount is divided, that is 5:2:4:3, right? If this question is modified and asked like this, find out the total amount. Let's suppose, so what we can do, we can find out the total number. So this is 7 and this is 7, 14. The number which is a multiple of 14 is a total amount. If in this question it is asked like this, find out the total amount which is divided among these 4 participants, then the number should be multiple of 14. The number should be multiple of 14. Should be multiple of 14, right? If it is asked like what is the total amount, then it should be multiple of 14. Now what was asked? It was asked like if R gets 1000 rupees more than S. Now if we find out the difference between R and S, we will get there is only difference of 1. But the question states that the difference is not 1, that is equals to 1000. That means we can say the value of 1 is 1000. The value of 1 is 1000, then the whole things are on multiple of 14. If from this concept as well, if the total amount is asked, the total amount will be 14,000. From this data, from the given data, if the total sum or total amount is asked, then our answer will be 14,000. Now what was asked? What is the share of Q? We have to find out the share of Q. If 1 equals to 1000, then 2 equals to 2000, then the correct answer is option number C. The correct answer is option number C. This is a very easy question which was asked in EC, that is Electronics and the Communication branch. Is it clear? Okay, now let's move to the next question. If we move to the next question is from inequality. Here we have 2 inequalities. First one is 2x minus 1 is greater than 7, and the second inequality is 2x minus 9 is smaller than 1. Now what we have to do, which one of the following expression below satisfy the above 2 inequalities? We have to find out which equation or which expression should satisfy these inequalities. So if we discuss the first inequality, that is 2x minus 1, that is greater than 7, we can write it as 2x is greater than 8. We transfer this one from this side, from LHS to RHS. It can be written as 2x is greater than 7 plus 1, right? And we can write it as 2x is greater than 8. So here we can say that x is greater than 4. From inequality 1, we can say that x is greater than 4. And if we discuss the second inequality, which is equals to 2x minus 9, this is smaller than 1. So what we can write it as? We can write it as 1 plus 9, that means 2x is smaller than 10, that means x is smaller than 5. So if we merge both the results, which we are getting from the equation from the inequality 1 and the inequality 2, we can say that x should be greater than 4 but smaller than 5. That means option number D satisfies our inequalities. Option number D satisfy our inequality. This is again very easy question which was asked from the topic inequality. So now let's move to the very next question which we have. Okay, we have the third question from the topic 3D, or we can say the 2D. The whole topic is mensuration. So what was that? A trapezium has vertices marked as P, Q, R and S in that anti-clockwise. Okay, so here we have a trapezium. We have a trapezium like this. And it named as PQRS in anti-clockwise direction. In anti-clockwise direction, that means in this direction, right? So here if we draw the trapezium, it seems like this. Here we can write P, Q, R, S. The side PQ is parallel to side SQ. The side PQ is parallel to side SQ. That means we can say that PQ is parallel to SR. And further, it is given that PQ equals to 11 centimeter. This is equals to 11 centimeter. QR is equals to 4 centimeter. This is 4 centimeter. RS is equals to 6 centimeter. And SP is equals to 3 centimeter. Right? Now what we have to find out? We have to calculate the shortest distance between PQ and SR. What we have to do? We have to calculate the shortest distance between PQ and SR. So if we draw a line which is parallel to PS, if we draw a line over here which is parallel to PS, let's mark it as A, and here a line, it is B, right? What we done here, we draw a parallel line. We can write it as RA is parallel to SP. We draw a parallel line over here so that we can find the shortest distance in between PQ and SR. If this line is parallel to this, that means we can say the distance between PA is nothing but that is equals to SR. We can say that PA is equals to SR, that means we can write it as 6 centimeter. If this distance is 6 centimeter, the remaining distance should be equal to 5 centimeter, right? The remaining distance should be equal to 5 centimeter. So we can write it like AQ is nothing but 5 centimeter. Now what we have to do? We have to calculate the RB. What we have to do? We have to calculate RB. So how we are going to calculate this? We know the formula of area, right? We know two formulas of area. The first one is half into base into height, and the second one is Heron's formula. The second one is Heron's formula. So we equate all these two formulas just to get the shortest distance between PQ and SR. Now, how do we calculate the value of S? The value of S is nothing but that is equals to A plus B plus C by 2. That means we should add all the sides of triangle, and the side RA is nothing but that is equals to 3 centimeter, because this side is parallel to this side. So we can write it as 3 plus 4 plus 5 divided by 2. 9 plus 3 12, 12 divided by 2, that is equals to 6. So we get the value of S here, that is equals to 6. Now simply put the value of S over here. Now simply put the value of S over here. So here we know the value of base, that means AQ, and the height RB should be equals to 6, 6 minus 5, 6 minus 3, 6 minus 4, right? Now we simply put the values and calculate the value of RB. Half into 5 into RB, that is equals to 6 into 1 into 2 into 3, sorry, 3 into 2, 3 into 2, and here we will get the value 6 into 6, that is 36, and the square root of 36 is nothing but equals to 6. So we can write it as half into 5 into RB. Okay, we need some space. So we can do one thing, we can minimize the size of trapezium over here. Okay, now we have the sufficient space. Now from this we can write it as half into 5 into RB, that is equals to 6. Now we can calculate the value of RB, and the question which is asked, that we need to find out the value of RB, because that is the shortest distance between the PQ and the RS. So here we can write it as RB is nothing but 6 into 2 divided by 5, and which is equals to 12 divided by 5, that means 2.4. 2.4, that means the option number D is correct. Option number D is correct, right? Option number D is correct. This is a very easy question which is asked from the mensuration, right? Praveen, this is a question from mensuration, not geometry, right? This is a question from mensuration, not the geometry, right? Okay, now let's move to the next question, which is asked from the topic geometry. Now this is the question which is asked from the geometry, right? Now here, this is the question which is asked from the geometry. Here we need to find out the, here the coordinates are given, and we need to draw the diagram, and then we have to find out the, area of enclosed, okay, this word is wrong. We need to find out the area of enclosed quadrilateral, right? So here we have 4 points, P, Q, R and S. Here we have 4 points. We can draw it like this. This is 1, this is 0, this is our x-axis, this is our minus x-axis, this is our minus y-axis, and this is our y-axis, right? So here we have 1, this is 2, this is 3, right? And here we have minus 1, minus 2 and minus 3. Here we have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 1, 2 and 3. Now let's draw the coordinates over here. The P is 0, 1. 0, 1, that means P is here, right? Q is 0, minus 3. 0, minus 3, that means Q is here. R is minus 2, minus 1. Minus 2, minus 1, that means R should be here. And the last point, that is S. S is 2, minus 1. 2, minus 1, that means S should be here. Now, if we join all the points, this is a quadrilateral which is given with the help of this coordinate points. Now, what we have to do, first we need to calculate the distance between PS, SQ, QR and RP, right? What we have to do, we need to find out the distance between PS, SQ, QR and PRP. So we need to find out the distance formula here, that is nothing but equals to x2 minus x1 whole square minus y2 minus plus y2 minus y1 whole square. We need to apply this formula just to need to find out what type of quadrilateral we have, right? If we calculate the distance between PS, then it should be equals to now what we have to do, we have to find out the distance between PS. That means we need to apply this formula. So here we can write 2 minus 0 whole square plus y2, that is minus 1, and minus 1 whole square. So we can write it as square root of 2 square plus minus 2 square. That means we can get over here 4 plus 4, that means this is equals to root 8, right? We calculated PS and that value is equals to root 8, right? Now similarly we have to calculate SQ, QR and RP, and all these sides are equal to root 8. If we calculate SQ, QR, RP, all these sides are equal to root 8. If you apply the distance formula, and you will find out all the sides are equal to root 8. Now for the confirmation that this is square, we need to check the diagonals, and the diagonals which we have, that is PQ and RS, right? So now we calculate the distance between PQ. If we calculate the distance between PQ by using the same formula, so we can find out 0 minus 0 whole square plus minus 3 minus 1 whole square. That means we can write it as 0 plus minus 4 whole square. So we can write it as 4, that is equals to 4. Wait. Yes, that is equals to 4. That is equals to 4. So if we calculate the value of RS, that is again equal to 4. So here we can say that this shape is nothing but this is a square. From this we can say that this quadrilateral is nothing but this is square. Now we know the area of square. Area of square is nothing but a square, that means side square. The value of side is nothing but root 8. If we square the root 8, we will get it as 8. So the correct answer is option number C. So the correct answer is option number C. Right? This is a very easy question. The approach is important. First, we need to find out what type of quadrilateral we have. If we calculate the distance between the given points, we find out the whole sides are equal. Now it may be rhombus or it may be square. Now we calculated the diagonals and we get diagonals are equal as well. So the given shape is nothing but square, and we know how to calculate the area of square, that is nothing but side square, and we have side that is equals to root 8. If we find out the square of root 8, we will get 8 our answer, and the correct answer of this question is 8. This is again very easy question which was asked in EC branch. Now let's move to the next question, question number 60. Okay, this question is from logical inference. Now first we read out the passage which is given, and after that we will check the given options. Mosquitoes poses a threat to human health. Controlling mosquitoes using chemicals may have undesired consequences. If we are using chemicals. if we are using chemicals, they may have undesired consequences. In Florida, authorities have used genetically modified mosquitoes to control the over mosquito population. Now, what Florida authorities are doing, they are use genetically modified mosquitoes to control over the overall population of mosquitoes. It remains to be seen if this novel approach has unforeseen consequences. Okay, so this is the passage which we have. Yes, Monish, but we need to confirm ourselves. In examination, we need to confirm ourselves that this is a square or not, right? So, what we have to do, which one of the following is the correct logical inference? This means what we can say with the help of this passage based on the information in the above passage. So, now read one by one option so that we need to eliminate the given options and we need to select the correct option that is logically inferent from this given passage. So, first option, using genetically modified mosquitoes is better than using chemicals to kill mosquitoes because they do not have any side effects. So about side effects, there is nothing is mentioned in this passage, and this is also not given that this genetically modified mosquitoes are better. This both the things are not mentioned, so we can eliminate option number 8 directly. So now we have only 3 options left. Let's read out the option number B. Using chemicals to kill mosquitoes may have undesired consequences. Till this point, the statement is correct because in the very first line, it is clearly mentioned that using chemicals may have undesired consequences, but it is not clear if using genetically modified mosquitoes have negative consequences. About genetically modified mosquitoes, there is no negative consequences is given in the passage. So because of this line, the whole option is eliminated. The whole option is eliminated. Now let's move to the third option. Using chemicals to kill mosquitoes is better than using genetically modified mosquitoes because genetic engineering is dangerous. This term is not given in the passage. That means this option is also eliminated. This option is again eliminated. Now let's move to the very, okay, wait. There's something wrong. Okay. Maybe there's something wrong. Wait a minute, sorry. Using chemicals to kill mosquitoes may have undesired consequences, but it is not clear. Yes, but it is not clear. Here, this is nothing given about the genetically modified mosquitoes, so we can't say anything about this till now. But from this point, we need to check other options as well. So, if we check the option number C, here, genetically engineering is dangerous. This term is given, but there is nothing related to there is nothing mentioned in the passage related to genetic engineering, so this option is eliminated. This option is directly eliminated. Now let's check the very last option, option number D. It is mentioned that both using genetically modified mosquitoes and chemicals have undesired consequences and can be dangerous. Okay, if we read out this passage and if we check the terms which is mentioned or not, so we can easily say that here it is not clearly mentioned that what are the consequences by using the both genetically modified and the chemical. So this option is also eliminated because this dangerous word is not mentioned in this passage. But if we check this term in any negative consequences and if we check has foreseen consequences, we can relate the option because it is mentioned that, but it is not clear because of this word. because of this word, we can select option number B, because this is the only option which satisfy, or we can say this is the most appropriate option in this given option, in this question. I hope this is clear. The question option number B is correct. Here the option number B is correct. Right? Now let's move to the next question. Okay. Here we have a question. It says that an art gallery engages a security guard to ensure that the items displayed are protected. Okay. The diagrams below represent the plan of the gallery where the boundaries wall are occupied. Okay, here we have a diagram and here the walls are occupied. That means we can't see from this wall to here. And the location where the security guards posted is identified such that all the inner space shaded region in the plane of the gallery is within the line of sight of the security guard. If the security guard does not move around the posted location as 360 view, which one of the following correctly represent the set of all possible locations among the locations P, Q, R and S where the security guard can be posted to watch over the entire inner space of the gallery. So let's check the conditions. If we posted security guard here, he can see at location Q, at S, but he is not able to see at location R. That means the option which have P is eliminated. So that's why the option number A is eliminated. Similarly, if we posted security guard over here, he can see Q, he can see at S, but he can't see the location which is present at P. That means the option which are having R as option, that is also eliminated. That means option number C is also eliminated. Now if we put security guard either over here Q or S, he can access at location P, R and S easily, and over S as well he can easily approach at position P, R and Q. So the option number B is correct. So the option number B is correct. Because of this wall, P and R are directly eliminated. Because of this wall only, P and R are eliminated. And the correct answer is option number B. Now let's move to the next question. Okay. Okay. Here we have a question. Consider the following square with the four corners and the center marked as P, Q, R, S and T respectively. Okay, here we have a square and there is a center, that is T. Let X, Y and Z represent the following operations. Here we have three operations. The first operation, that is X, states that rotation of the square by 180 degree with respect to SQ axis. That means with the help of SQ axis we can rotate the square 180 degree. So if we apply the operation X on this square, we will get our answer or our square like this. If we apply the operation X on this square, we will get our square like this. Now what Y says? Y says rotation of the square by 180 degree with respect to RP. With respect to RP, what we can do? We can rotate it with the help with 180 degree. So if we apply Y operation over here, we can get our square like this. Here we have Q, S, R, P, T, right? Now what the last operation says, rotation of the square by 90-degree clockwise with respect to the axis perpendicular to the screen and passing through point T. That means there is a line which is drawn like this, and now we need to rotate it by 90-degree in clockwise direction. That means if we apply Z operation here, we can get our square something like this. Here we have P, Q, R and S. Here we have point T. So here we have three different operations. Now what we have to do, consider the following three distinct sequences. Here we have three different sequences of operation which are applied in the left to right order. Okay. Now in the option, what we need to do, which one of the following statement is correct as per the information provided above? So here first we need to check out the operations, which operations are similar. So first we check the first operation. We already applied operation X here. Now in this we applied operation Y. What we will get, if we apply operation Y over here, we will get this square. Now if we apply Z here, then what we will get, we will get this square is here, right? Now one more time Z. So here we can skip one operation, that is XY. After applying XY, we can get this image, right? Now after applying the very first operation, we will get our square as SPQR, right? SPQR, that is almost equal, that is exact similar to the given diagram. Now what we need to do, we need to apply Z 4 times. Now this image and this image are not same. That means this or these two operations or these distant sequences of operation are not similar. So these two options doesn't exist for R. Now what we have to do, we have to apply Z one more time, and here we will get S P Q R T Z R S P Q and T, and one more last time, if we rotate Z, we will get the same image. That means we can relate 1 and 3rd. What we have to do, we simply need to apply the given operation in the given sequence. So here we can say that if we apply operation number 1, sequence of operation number 1 and 3rd, we will get the same image. So here the correct answer will be, first and third. That means option number C is correct. This is a very easy question which was asked. Now you need to take care of the list of operation or the sequence of operations which we have. If you did a silly mistake over here, then you will definitely get the wrong answer. Okay. Now let's move to the next question which we have in the EC. Okay, this is a very easy question. Mr. Z speaks filling the blanks Japanese, filling the blanks Chinese. So we know either is used with or and neither is used with nor. So we can say that option number D and option number A are directly eliminated, right? For also and but, we need contrast tone, but here there is no contrast tone, so option number B is also eliminated, and the correct answer is option number C. Mr. X speaks neither Japanese nor Chinese. Mr. X speaks neither Japanese nor Chinese. Is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? This is a very easy question. Now let's move to the next question which we have. Okay. Okay, here we have a puzzle. In a class of 5 students, P, Q, R, S and T, only student is known to have copied in the exam. Out of these 5 students, only one student is copied in the examination. This is given in the question. The disciplinary committee has investigated the situation and recorded the statements from the students as given below. Here we have 5 different statements, right? What P says R has copied in the exam. That means we can say that P is saying that R is copied, right? Statement of Q, S has copied in the examination. That means here we can say the S is copied. Okay. Statement of R says P did not copy. P did not copy, that means P did not copy, that means either out of Q, S and T is copied. Okay. Statement S says only one of them is telling truth. Only one of them is telling truth. Statement T says R is telling truth. R is telling truth. Okay. Now what we have to do? We need to find out the investigating team has authenticated the information that S never lies. That means the statement of S is truth. The statement of S is true. If the statement of S is true, that means the T is telling lie. T is telling lie and all these three are also telling lie. If R is telling lie and he is saying that P did not copy, that means P copied. If this is lie and he says P did not copy, that means P copied. From statement of R, we can say P copied. Now what is asked? Based on the information given above, the person who has copied in the exam is option number B. Option number B is correct. Akash, there is no such fixed ways we have. We need to understand the puzzle first and we need to take steps according to that puzzle only. Okay. This is a very simple question. Okay, now let's move to the next question. What was that? The figure shows a grid formed by a collection of unit squares. The unshaded unit square in the grid represent a hole. This is the hole, right? What is the maximum number of square? What is the maximum number of square without a hole in the interior that can be formed within 4 cross 4 using the unit square, a building block? So here we can say that if we calculate 1 cross 1 squares, here if we calculate 1 cross 1 squares without a hole in the interior, we will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 or 15. Or you can simply say that, where here we have 4 cross 4, right? That means we have 16 squares, but out of 16, one square has a hole. That means we need to subtract 1 from that. That means we have 15 squares. We have 15 squares, each of 1 into 1, 1 cross 1. So now after 1 cross 1, we also have 2 cross 2 squares, right? Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, 4 cross 4. No, it's 2 cross 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the fifth one. So if we talk about 2 cross 2, we also have 5 squares here. So we need to calculate the maximum number of squares. So the maximum number of square, that is equals to 15 plus 5. So the correct answer is option number D. 20. So the correct answer is option number D, that is equals to 20. Is it clear? This is a very easy question. We do not get any 3 into 3 or 4 into 4 square. Here we do not have 3 cross 3 or 4 into 4 squares because of this hole is present. Because of this hole we do not have 3 cross 3 or 4 cross 4. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Okay, that's all from EC branch, that is electronic and communication branch. Now we have questions from the electrical branch. Okay, this is the very first question from electrical branch, and here the question states that the letter P, Q, R, S and T and U are to be placed over one vertex on regular convex hexagon. Hexagon, that means it has 6 sides, right? So we can draw our hexagon over here. Okay, we need some more space. We can minimize the size of the question. Okay. Let's suppose here we have a hexagon. Okay, this is our hexagon. What it says, but not necessarily in the same order. Consider the following statements. Here we have 3 statements, right? So the first statement is the line segment joining RS. The line segment joining RS is longer than the line segment joining PQ. The first condition says that the line joining RS is greater than the line joining PQ, right? The second condition says that the line segment joining RS is perpendicular to the line segment PQ. Okay, here we have another condition that says RS is perpendicular to PQ, and the third condition says that the line segment joining RU is parallel to line segment joining TQ. Okay, here we have 3 conditions and we need to satisfy whole these 3 conditions in the same diagram. So for this, first we need to put S and R here. This is the diagonal, this is the longest distance which we have. This is the diagonal. Okay, if this is the diagonal, then we can put P and Q over here. If we need to find out the distance, we can say that if we find out the distance between SR and PQ, it is clearly seen that this RS is the diagonal. That means this is the longest side. That means this condition satisfied. Now what we need to do, RS is perpendicular to PQ. RS is perpendicular. Yes, this is perpendicular to PQ. This condition is also satisfied. Now the third condition is RU is parallel to TQ. RU. Okay, what we can do, RU, that means if we draw R over here and T here, so this condition satisfied. And now we need to change the diagram. Let's take some other case. Now if we put S over here and R over here, this is the diagonal. Now here we can put a P here and the Q here, right? We can put P here and R here, Q here. This is the longest distance and this is shorter, this is longer than PQ, and the condition of perpendicular is also satisfied. Now this RU and TQ. Okay, this RU is parallel to TQ. Now all these 3 conditions are satisfied. So the diagram, or we can say the arrangement of these 6 participants is equal to this. So now what we have to find out, based on the above statements, which one of the following option is correct. Now we need to check the options. The line segment joining PQ, okay, is parallel to PQ. No, this condition is incorrect. The line segment joining QS is perpendicular to line segment PR. No, this is not perpendicular. This is like this and this is like this. So this option is also eliminated. Third option is the line segment joining RT. The line segment joining RT is parallel to the line segment QS. Yes, this segment and this segment are parallel to each other. That means the option number C is correct. The last option, the line segment joining RP, okay, that is perpendicular to the line segment QS. No, this is not perpendicular. This is not perpendicular. That means this option is also eliminated. So the correct answer is option number C. Whenever we have a question from the arrangements, we need to check these conditions. We need to check and satisfy the whole conditions which was mentioned in the question. Okay, so if we check the whole condition, this diagram satisfy our this condition and this condition as well, right? A very good evening. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Okay, here we have a question from the syllogisms. Here we have two statements and the four conclusions. Statement 1 says some bottles are cup. It says some bottles are cups. Some bottles are cups, right? Now the statement second says all cups are knives. All cups are knives. Okay, this is the Venn diagram which we have. Now we need to check the conclusions. The first conclusion says some bottles are knife. Some bottles are knife. Yes, the part of the whole cup lies in the knives and this part of cup is mutual with the bottle. That means some bottles are also knives. That means the conclusion 1 follows, right? Conclusion 1 follows. Conclusion second says some knives are cup. Some knives are cups. Yes, this mutual part of knives are cups. That means the option number, the conclusion second is also follows. That means these both are definitely true, right? Now we need to check conclusion third. All cups are bottles. All cups are bottles. We can only say about this part. We can't say about this part as there is no possibility. If there is a possibility, then we can consider it, but there is no possibility given and we can't say anything about the rest part of cups. So this option is eliminated. That means this is the false. The last conclusion, all knives are cups. All knives are cup. Okay, this mutual part is valid. If we talk about this mutual part is valid, but we can't say about the remaining part of knives. So because of that, this option, conclusion number 4 is also eliminated. So both of these are eliminated. Because of this option is eliminated. Because of this option is also eliminated. This option is also eliminated. The correct answer is option number D. Only conclusion 1 and 2 follows. Only conclusion 1 and 2 are correct, right? Clear? Okay, now let's move to the very next question. Okay. Here we have a question. Altruism is the human concern for the well-being of others. Altruism has been shown to be motivated more by social bonding, familiarities, and identification of belongingness to a group. The notion that altruism may be attributed to empathy or guilt has now been rejected. Now, look at these words. Both of these words are used in the same tone, that now they has been rejected, right? Now, if we check the options, now what we have to do first, read out the question completely. Which one of the following is the correct logically inference based on the information in the above passage, right? Now we need to find out with the help of this passage what we can say. if we see the word empathy and guilt, they are used in the same tone, right? But if we check the options, option number A, humans engage in altruism due to guilt but not empathy. They both are used in opposite tones. But here in the passage, in the given passage, they both are used in the same tone. So the option number A is eliminated. This option is directly eliminated. If we check option number C as well, here both empathy and guilt, again they are used in opposite tones, so option number C is again eliminated. Now if we check option number D, here in altruism we are saying about the bonding, familiarity and identification, right? So here in this option, here we are talking about empathy, but we are using familiarity in the negative term. But in the given passage, familiarity is considered in positive tone. So that's why this option is eliminated. Out of 4 options, 3 options are already eliminated. Now we are left with the only option, that is option number B. Let's check this. Humans engage in altruism due to group identification. This is used in the positive term. And here if we read the passage, we can see that the here identification is used in positive term, and here as well identification is used in positive term, but not empathy, and their empathy is using in the negative tone. And here we can say that empathy and guilt, both the terms are used in negative tone. That means the option number B is correct. Option number B is correct. This is a very easy question which was asked in EE. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Okay, here we have a question. An ant is at the bottom left corner of the grid, point P. Here we have an ant, right? Here we have an ant. It aims to move to the top right corner of the grid. She moves to reach here. This is the rightmost corner. Now the ant moves only along the lines marked in the grid such that the current distance of the top right corner strictly decreases. The ant can only move through this marked points. Can move only through this marked points. Okay. Which one of the following is a part of possible trajectory of the ant during the movement? Now what we have to do, we have to just find out the possible trajectory, right? If ant will move like this, now he will come again to the same point. That means this option is eliminated. Okay, now there is no point to move upwards than downwards, and similar like this, upwards, then the ant need to reach at this point, not at this point. So this option is also eliminated. This option is also eliminated because this will reach at this point again. But if we see the option number B, the ant will move like this, after like this, and after like this, and this. So this is the possible trajectory to reach the rightmost corner. So the correct option is option number B. This is a very easy question. The correct option is option number B. Now let's move to the next question which we have. Okay, here we have a question from the number system. It uses the concept of LCM. Basically, here we need to apply the concept of LCM. Here we have 3 bells P, Q, R. Here we have 3 bells P, Q, R rings periodically in a school. P rings in every 20 minutes. P rings in every 20 minutes. Okay. Q rings in every 30 minutes. Q rings in every 30 minutes. Okay. R rings in every 50 minutes. Okay, here we have the data that P rings in every 20 minutes, Q in every 30 minutes, R in every 50 minutes. Now what we have to calculate? It is given that if all the 3 bells rang at 12 p.m. If all these 3 bells together rang at 12 p.m., when will be the 3 bells ring together again the next time? Now what we have to do? We have to calculate the LCM. If we find out the LCM of 20, 30 and 50, we will get 300 here. But here we have 300 in minutes. We need to convert this 300 minutes into hours. So just to convert 300 minutes into hour, we will divide 300 by 60 and we will get 5 hours. So after 5 hours, they will rank all together. So we need to add 5 here and we will get 5 PM as our answer. So the correct option is option number B. So the correct option is option number B. Here we need to apply the concept of LCM. This is a very simple question from number system and we only need to apply the concept of LCM. If we calculate the LCM, now we get the LCM in minutes, but we need to convert it into hours so that we can add that hours in the 12 PMs to get the correct time, right? Okay, now let's move to the next question. Okay, here we have a question from the concept of profit loss. Okay, what was the question? The price of an item is 10% cheaper in an online store as compared to the price at the another online store M. Here we have two online store. First one is store S and the second one is store M. Okay, it is stated that the price of item at store S is 10% cheaper than store M. If we consider the price of an item at store M is 100x, then we can say that the price of the same item at store S is 90x, right? 10% cheaper. Now it is the additional information is store S charges 150 rupees for delivery. Now it is given that 150 rupees for delivery charges. Delivery charges. There is no delivery charges for the orders at M. So M is not taking any delivery charges. So we can write 0 over here, right? So a person brought the item from store S. If a person purchased an item, what total amount he has to pay? He has to pay 90x plus 150, right? 90x is the price of the item and 150 is the delivery charges, and saved 100 rupees. A person brought the item from the store S and saved rupees 100. Now if he purchased the item from the store M, then he need to pay 100x and he need to pay 100 rupees more. So from this line we can say that if that person purchased from store M, he need to pay 100x, but as he purchased the item from store S, he only pays 90x plus 150, and in this condition he saves 100 rupees. So here we have one condition and one variable. Now what we have to find out? What is the price of the item at the online store S? We need to find out the value of 90x in rupees if there is no other charges than what is described above. So it is mentioned that there is no other charges except these two. So if we solve this equation, what we will get? 100x minus 150, that is equals to 100. So we can write 10x is equals to 250. The value of x is nothing but 25. Now simply put the value of x over here. 90 into 50, what we will get? 2250 is our correct answer. 2250 is our correct answer. That means option number D is correct. Option number D is correct. This is the very question which was asked from the concept of profit loss. This is a question from the concept of profit loss and this is the very, very easy question. Is it clear? Is it clear? We get this equation from this line. This line is important, and with the help of this line only we will get our equation, and we have one equation and one variable, and from this point we calculated the value of x. Now we simply put the value of x over here and we will get our answer. This is the price of item at store S, right? This is the price of item at store S. Now let's move to the next question which we have from the concept of time and distance. Basically this is a question from time and distance. Here it is given that in a 500-meter race, so let's take an example. Here this is a 500-meter race. Here we have two participants, P and Q, have speed in the ratio 3:4. If we talk about the speed that is given in the ratio, that means it is 3:4, right? So whatever the speed is, that is multiple of 3 for P, and that is multiple of 4 for Q, right? Okay, now what was given? Q start the race when P has already covered 140 meter. If Q starts the race, when the Q starts the race, P already covered 140 distance. Let's suppose when Q starts the race, P is already present here. That is a distance of 140. So what is the remaining distance? If we calculate the remaining distance, that is equals to 360 meters, right? That is equals to 360 meter. So what we need to find out? What is the distance between P and Q in meters when P wins the race? So if we need to put the formula, distance equals to, with the help of this formula we can easily get the answer, speed into time, right? With the help of this formula we can easily calculate the difference between the P and Q at the time when P wins the race. So if we calculate the time period in which P covers this 360 meters, okay, P time. If we calculate the time, so the time is nothing but distance upon speed. Distance that P need to cover is equals to 360. Distance is equals to 360. Now the speed should be in the multiple of 3. So why don't we take it as 3? So we can say that to reach at this point, P need to take 120 seconds, right? In 120 seconds, P will reach at this point and finishes the race. And the same time, how much distance is covered by Q? So the distance covered by Q in 120 seconds, distance is equals to speed into time. Speed is multiple of 4, so we will take it as 4, and the time is 120 seconds. So we can say that he will cover only 480 meters in 120 seconds. So if we are saying that if P reaches at this point in 120 seconds, Q reaches only at this point in the same time period, that is of 120 seconds, and Q will cover 480 meters. So the difference between P and Q is nothing but 500 minus 480, and you will get your answer is 20 meters. That means option number A is correct. This is a very easy question. We need to apply the concept of time and distance over here, and we only need to apply this formula, and with the help of this formula we can easily calculate the given terms, right? Now let's move to the next question which we have. Okay, here we have a question from the concept of probability. Okay, let's see what was the question. There are two identical dices. Here we have two dices. They are identical with a single letter on each of the faces, and they have the single letters on each of their faces. The following 6 letters are Q, R, S, T, U and V, one on each of the faces. any of the 6 outcomes are equally likely and all the items are equally likely, the 2 dices are thrown once independently at random and both the tasks thrown, that is independently, and what is the probability that the outcome of the dice were composed only of any combination of the following possible outcome Q, U, V. So out of these 6, we only need Q, U and V. So here we can say for one dice we have 3 favorable outcomes and the 6 total outcomes, right? Here we can say that for one dice only we have 3 favorable outcomes and here we have total 6 outcomes. So for another dice we have again same condition. So if we multiply here, we will get 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 and we will get our answer as 1 by 4. That means the option number D is correct. This is a very, very, very easy question from the probability, from the concept of probability. It is clearly mentioned that for every event, this is equally likely. That means the probability of getting Q is 1 by 6. Probability of getting U is 1 by 6. Probability of getting V is 1 by 6. If we add all these 3, because these are the 3 different cases, then we need to add these and we will get 3 by 6 as the answer. Now we have 2 different dices and we need the outcomes from the both different dices. So we need to multiply it with the outcomes of the second dices and we will get our answer as 1 by 4. And we will get our answer as 1 by 4. Okay, this is a very easy question. Now let's move to the next question which we have. Okay, this is the question again from the probability. What was that? The figure below shows the front and rear view of a disk. Here we have the 2 views. This is the front view and this is the rear view of a disk, which is shaded with identical patterns. These patterns are identical. The disk is flipped once with the respect to any one of the fixed axes, 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3. That means we need to rotate it like this, either this or this or this, right? Chosen uniformly at random, what is the probability that the disk does not retain the same front and rear view after the flipping operation? Okay, so if we rotate with the axis 1:1, if we rotate the disk with 1:1, we will get front as rear, we will get front as rear and rear as front, rear as front. Because if we rotate this, let's suppose I am rotating this disk with this axis 1:1 to 1, then this portion will come here and this portion will come here. So this is exactly equal to the rear view. That means we can say that the asked condition is not satisfying with the 1:1 rotation. Now if we check 2 to 2, if we rotate with this axis, we do not get the exact image of rear and view. So this 2 to 2 satisfy this the asked condition, and similarly 3 to 3 is also satisfy this condition. So here we have favorable case that is equals to 2 and total case is 3. 1, 2, 3. So the probability is nothing but 2 by 3. This is a question where we need to use pen. This is the question which we do not need to use pen. Here there's no need to use pen. Is it clear? Is it clear? Now let's move to the next question. Okay, here we have the question from the verbal ability. As you grow older, an injury to your, now the injury, for this injury we need a body part, right? We need a body part, and heel is the back side of your foot. This is the back side of your foot. That means the first filler should be heel. If the first filler should be heel, that means the option number D is eliminated and the option number A is also eliminated. Now it may take longer to fill. So we are getting the sense of fill from the word heel. That means the correct answer is option number C. The correct answer is option number C. पवन, ये जो PDF है ये आपको पिन करवा दी जाएगी, डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. पहले अभी यहाँ पे हम लोग डिस्कस कर लेते हैं, उसके बाद हम लोग इसको पिन भी करवा देंगे, ठीक है? Okay, now let's move to the next question. Okay, that's all from the EE branch. Now we have the questions from the instrumental, chemical and the production industrial. They all have the same question. Okay, the very first question is inhaling the smoke from a burning. Now we have three words, that is tire and tire. Okay, this means the level. This is the outer layer of your vehicle. This is the outer layer, outer and the thick layer of your vehicle, or we can say the thick outer layer of wheel. Thick outer layer of wheel, and tire is something like you are feeling something, right? And here it is U, not GOV, right? Yes, Aarti. Inhaling the smoke from a burning tire. It is clearly seen that the first filler is done with the word tire. That means option number A is eliminated and the option number D is eliminated. Now cause tire quickly. That means option number B is also eliminated and the correct answer is option number C. And the correct answer is option number C, right? This is a very easy question. Now let's move to the next question which we have. Okay, again we have a question from the concept of probability. Okay. It is a game consists of spinning an arrow around a stationary disc as shown below. When the disc arrow comes to rest, there are 8 equally likely outcomes. That means for each outcome there is a probability of 1 by 8, right? For this also, for any outcome there is a probability of 1 by 8, right? Now it could came to rest in any one of the sectors numbered 1 to 8 as shown. 2 such dices are used in a game where their arrows are independently spun. That means the event is independent. Okay. What is the probability that the sum of the numbers on the resting sectors upon spinning the 2 discs is equal to 8? Now we need to calculate the sum from both this disc should be equal to 7. So here what we have, here we have few cases. That means if we have 1 7, 2 6, 3 5, 4 4, 5 3, 6 2 and 7 1. Here we have 7 different cases from which we can get the sum that is equal to 8. From these 7 cases, we will get the sum that is equal to 8. Sum equal to 8. Now we need to take both of these discs, then we need to multiply both of these discs as well. So the probability of getting any sum of these that is equals to 1 by 64, and here we have 7 favorable cases. That means the probability should be equal to 7 by 64. 7 by 64 is the correct answer. Here these 64 is the total number of cases and total number of numbers, and here we have 7 as our favorable outcomes, and these are our 7 favorable outcomes. and the correct answer is 7 by 64. This is a very easy question. You only need to take care while making these possible cases, these favorable cases, and after that you can easily calculate the answer, and the correct answer is option number D, that is 7 by 64. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Okay, here we have a question from the logical inference. Okay, rice, a versatile and inexpensive source of carbohydrate, is a critical component of diet worldwide. Climate change causing extreme weather poses a threat to sustained availability of rice. Here, the rice is this one rice, the regular rice. The regular rice. Okay. Some scientists, uh, some scientists are working on developing green super rice. Okay, this is all we have. Which one of the following is the correct logical inference based on the information given in the above passage? Okay. Now we have 4 options. Let's check each of them. GSR is an alternative to regular rice. Yes, till this point it is correct. But it grows only in extreme weather. This is not given, so this option is eliminated. This option is eliminated. Regular rice will continue to provide good yields. There is nothing given about the yielding or the word yield, so we can't consider this. Option number B is also eliminated because of this word only. Okay, now let's discuss the option number D. GSR grows in an extreme weather. About GSR, there is nothing is given. Only the thing is given is that some scientists are working on developing GSR. Except that there is nothing is given. So option number D is also eliminated. So out of 4 options, 3 are already eliminated, and we left with only one option, that is option number C, and the correct answer is option number C. As we can say that GSR may use in future in response, yes, that's why the scientists are preparing that, to adverse effect of climate change. Yes, because of the climate change and extreme weather, the regular rice and it is threat to sustainable availability of the regular rice. So the correct answer is option number C. This is a very easy question. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Okay, again here we have a question from the inequalities. Here we have 2 inequalities with 2 variables. So whenever we have 2 inequalities with 2 variables, we need to either add or subtract these 2 equations just to get the values, right? So here we need to add, because here in all the options the answer or the value of P plus Q is given. So if we put this as equation number 1 and this is equation number 2, we simply add equation 1 and equation 2. प्रणव, वी कैन से दैट, हम ऐसे कह तो सकते हैं लेकिन ऐसा जरूरी भी नहीं है. ईसी में थोड़े से लॉजिकल थिंकिंग के ज्यादा आए थे. सीएस में अगर हम बात करें तो सीएस में हमारी लॉजिकल थिंकिंग किस तरीके की उस पर बहुत आए थे. तो यहाँ पे लेकिन अगर हम टॉपिक्स की बात करें तो टॉपिक्स ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर आ रहे हैं, एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी अरेंज सच टाइप ऑफ सेशंस फॉर यू, सो दैट यू कैन प्रिपेयर योरसेल्फ फॉर द अपकमिंग एग्जामिनेशंस, राइट? सो हियर इफ वी ऐड बोथ दीज इक्वेशन, 3p minus q that is smaller than 4 and 3q minus p that is smaller than 12. If we add both these, we will get 2p plus 2q that is smaller than 16. So here we can write it as p plus q so the option number A is correct. So the option number A is correct, right? This is a very easy question. So whenever we have 2 inequalities in which we have 2 different variables, so we either add or subtract these equations. Here we have all the options in P plus Q. That means we need to add these both equations, right? Okay, now let's move to the next question which we have. Okay, here we have a puzzle. 6 persons P, Q, R, S, T, and you are sitting around a circular table facing the center, not necessarily in the same order. Okay, here we have a circular arrangement and 6 persons are there, so they are sitting like this. Sorry. So it is stated that P sits next to S and T. P sits next to S and T, that means P, S and T. This should be like this. So we can place P here, but we can't fix the position of S and T. So we can put S and T like this, right? We can't fix the position of S and T, so we draw the diagram similar like this. Okay, now Q sits diametrically opposite to P. Diametrically opposite to P, that means Q is here. The position of Q is fixed. The shortest distance between S and R is equal to the shortest distance between R, T and U. If S is here, that means R is here. This is the shortest distance. If T is here, that means U is here. Similarly, if S is here, R is here. If T is here, that means U is here, right? This is the possible diagram which we have. Now, what we need to find out, based on the above statements, Q is a neighbor of. We need to find out the neighbors of Q. The neighbors of Q are R and U. So, the correct answer is option number D. So, the correct answer is option number D, right? This is a very simple question of setting arrangement. Here, just keep one thing in mind. Until unless the fixed position is given in the question, we can't fix the position of any of the members in the sitting arrangement. Please keep this thing in your mind, right? Okay, now let's move to the next question. Okay, here we have a question from the mensuration 3D. A sphere of radius r is pegged in a box of cubical shape. This is of cubical shape. Okay, so we can draw the diagram something like this. First we need to draw the circle. This is our sphere of radius r. This is a sphere of radius r. Now it is packed in a cubical box, right? Okay, what should be the minimum volume in centimeter of the box that can enclose in the sphere? Okay, if this is R, we can say that this should be 2R, right? If this is R, then this is also R. If this is R and this is R, then we can say the side of cube is nothing but that is 2R. So now what we have to do, we have to calculate the area of cube. And the area of cube is nothing but A cube. A is the side of cube. So the side of cube is 2R. That means we need to calculate the 2R cube, and that is equals to 8R cube. That means option number C is correct. Option number C is correct. This is a very easy question. Okay, we only need to calculate the area of cube here, and that is equals to A cube. Now what we need to do, we need to put the value of side, and after that we will get our answer. Okay, this is a very easy question. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Okay, here we have a question from the pipes and systems. Okay, what is that? Two pipes P and Q can fill a storage tank with water in 10 and 6 minutes respectively. Here we have two pipes P and Q. P can fill the tank in 10 minutes and Q can fill the tank in 6 minutes. They both are filling, so we can write plus here. That is indicating that these both are pipes are using just to fill the tank, or we can say the fill the storage tank. Okay, pipe R draws the water out from the storage tank. Okay, R is used just to empty the tank, so we can write it as R minus, and it is mentioned that it is empty, that it is draws out the water with the rate of 34 liters per minute. 34 liters per minute. Okay, and it is also given that if P, Q and R operate at a constant rate, if it takes 1 hour to completely empty the full storage tank. If both all these three tanks, P, Q plus R, all these three are opened simultaneously, then they will take 1 hour. 1 hour. Then this data is in minutes. This data is also in minutes. So we need to convert 1 hour in minutes. So we can write they will empty the tank in 60 minutes, right? हम वॉल्यूम ऑफ क्यूब करेंगे ना, तो प्रणव वही तो किया है. वॉल्यूम ऑफ क्यूब क्या होता है? दैट इज ए क्यूब. ओके, now what we need to find out, we need to calculate the assumed total capacity. For this we need to find out the LCM of all these, and the LCM of all these three is nothing but 60. So from this we can find out the efficiency of each of the pipes. This is 6, this is 10, and this is -1. Why we put -1 over here? Because these three can empty the tank or draws out water completely in 1 hour. So we can write it as -1. So -1 is the efficiency of all these three pipes. Okay. So we can say that if the efficiency of P plus Q plus R together equal to -1, but we can see the individual efficiency of P is 6 and the individual efficiency of Q is 10. Then what should be the value of R so that it can satisfy this equation? So just to satisfy this equation, we need to calculate the value of R, and it should be equals to -17. When the efficiency of R is -17, after that only this equation will satisfy. So here we will get the efficiency of R. So if R alone empty the tank, it will empty in 60 by 17 minutes. It will empty the tank in 60 by 70 minutes. So what we have to find out, what is the capacity of storage tank? We need to calculate the actual. This is the assumed capacity. This LCM is nothing but this is the assumed capacity. This is not the actual capacity. Now with the help of this and this data, we can calculate the actual data. So here we can write it as, if R empty 34 liters in 1 minute, 34 liters in 1 minute. So in 60 by 17 minutes, it will empty 120 liters. 120 liters is the actual capacity. That means option number B is correct. Option number B is correct. Again, this is a very easy question. This is the very easy question. Is it clear? Is it clear? Can we move to the next question? Okay, let's see. What is the next question? Okay, this is a question from the from special aptitude, we can say, or we can say either from the logical thinking, right? A building has several rooms and doors as shown in the top view of the building given below. The doors are closed initially. What is the minimum number of doors that need to be opened in order to go from the point P to Q? We need to go from this point to this point. So here we go from this door, so door number 1, and from here we can go from this door number 2, and we can easily reach to point Q. So the option number C is correct. So the option number C is correct. This is again very easy question. Option number C is correct. Okay, now let's move to the next question. This question is from Syllogisms. What was that? Given below are 3 statements and 4 conclusions drawn based on the statements. Here we have 3 statements and 4 conclusions. Which one of the following options can be logically inferred? Okay. So first, with the help of statements, we need to draw the Venn diagram, and after drawing the Venn diagram, we can check that we can check the given conclusion with the help of that Venn diagram. Okay. It is given that some engineers are writers. Some engineers are writers. Okay. No writer is an actor and all actors are engineers. So we can draw actors like this. These are the actors and there is no relation in between these two. Right? This is the Venn diagram which we have. Now what we need to do? We need to check the conclusions which we have. The first conclusion is some writers are engineers. Yes, some writers are engineers. Here we have the mutual part and it indicates the sum. So this first conclusion is correct. If first conclusion is correct, so you can say that option number C is eliminated because it is written as either conclusion 3rd or conclusion 4 is correct, right? So option number C is directly eliminated and option number D is also eliminated, right? Now the second conclusion says all engineers are actors. All engineers are actors. We can only say the fixed thing about this part. We can't say anything about the remaining part of engineers, so we can't consider this second conclusion, right? Third conclusion says that no actor is a writer. Yes, no actor is a writer. That is given in the statement number 2nd. So this third is also correct. That means if third is also correct, so option number A is also eliminated. The correct answer is option number B. The correct answer is option number B. And the fourth conclusion, some actors are writers. There is no relation between actors and the writers, so we can't say anything, and this is a false. This is a false, right? So here, the option number B is correct. A very good evening. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. Now we have the questions from the computer science branch. This is the last 10 questions. Okay, here we have the is too high. Okay, here we have a word that is fair. Fair is amount, an amount that is given, or we can say that is given while traveling by bus, train or any public vehicle, public or private vehicles like Ola and Uber, right? Okay, so the is too high, so that means we are talking about some amount. So the first filler should be fair. If the first filler should be fair, that means option number B is eliminated, option number C is eliminated, and is to be considered. To consider fair, that means fair. For fair, we can say that fair means a very good evening. For fair, we can say maybe it right or not, right? So the fair is too high to be considered fair. So the correct option is option number A. This is a very simple, again, very simple question from the verbal ability. Now let's move to the next question which we have. Okay, again this one is very easy, but few students got confused in this question. A palindrome is a word. A palindrome is a word that reads the same forward and backward. Palindrome is a word, if we read it from either from the forward side or from the backward side, it's read as the same letter. In a game of words, a player has the following two plates, painters with the letters A and D. Okay. From the additional plates gives in the options, which one of the combination of additional plate would allow the players to construct in 5 letters palindrome? The players should use all 5 plates exactly once. They can use each plate at only one time. The plates can be rotated in their plane. We can rotate them. So if we use first word, then there's a word created, that is radar. If we read it from forward side and backward side, this satisfy our condition. That means this word is palindrome. So the option number A is correct. This is a very easy question. Now if we check from this word, so here we have Z, E, D and D, A. If we try to create any word from this, we can't create, because if we do create a word maybe like this, then again we do not have the same alphabet at the second and the fourth position. So this option is eliminated, and similarly this option and this option is also eliminated. So the correct answer is option number A. This is a very easy question. Okay, here we have one question from the quadratic equations. What we need to do, let R be the root of this expression. R is the root of this expression, and then the value of expression R plus 2, R plus 3, R plus 5 is. Now what we need to do, we need to calculate the value of this. Okay, if we write this equation as, this is also correct, right? This is also correct. Now we have R plus 2, R plus 3, R plus 4 and R plus 5. Now what we can do, we can multiply these two and these two just to calculate some quadratic equation. Here we have R square plus 2R plus 4R plus 8, right? And here we have R square plus 3R plus 5R plus 15, right? We can write it like this. Okay. Now what we can do, we can put the value of this as -6, because we can say that x square plus 2x, that is equals to -6, right? So here we can write -6 plus 4R plus 8, right? Now in that same manner, what we need to do, we need to convert this equation as well. So here we can write R square plus -6 plus 6R plus 15. Okay. Here we have equations like this, so we can write it as 4R plus 2, right? And here we can write it as 6R plus 9, right? We can write it as 4R plus 2 and 6R plus 9. Now what we can do, we can take out the common factors from these two. So we can write it as 2R plus 1, and from this we can take out 3 as common, and 2R plus 3, sorry, we can write it as 6, 2R plus 1 and 2R plus 3. Now what we can do, we can multiply both these two terms. We will get 4R square plus 6R plus 2R plus 3, and we can write it as 6 into 4R plus 4R square plus 8R plus 3, right? We can write it as like this. Okay. Now what we can do, if we multiply this equation by 4, we can get the value of 4r plus 8r, right? Now multiply this equation by 4, we can calculate, we can get the value of 4x square plus 8x, that is equals to minus 24, right? Now just simply put the value of this term over here. So we can write it as 6 into minus 24 plus 3, and we will get our answer as 6 into minus 21, and it will be minus 126. So the correct answer is option number C. So the correct answer is option number C. This is a very good question. Trust me, this is a good question. Here the approach is very important. How we are going to approach such question. If we get puzzled in any step, then we should say bye bye to this question. Okay, now let's start. Let's discuss the very next question. Very next question which we have. Okay, here we need to find out the area of that particular function. What was that? The function yx is defined in the interval 1, 0. On the x-axis, here we have these values. Now, which one of the following is the area under the curve for the interval 0 and 1 on the x-axis? So here, if we draw the diagram, this is the 0, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3, right? So it states that it is from 0 to 1 by 3. From 3, this is from 1 by 3 to 3 by 4. And 1 is for 3 by 4 and 1. Now what we need to do, we just simply need to apply area of rectangle, that is base into height. Or we can say the length into breadth. We can say the length into breadth. So we can write it as 2 into 1 by 3 minus 0 plus 3 into 3 by 4 minus 1 by 3 plus 1 into 1 minus 3 by 4. Okay, now you need to calculate the value of this expression, and here we will get 2 by 3 plus here the 12. The LCM is 12, 12, 3, 9, 9 minus 4, we will get 5, 5 by 12, and 3 is eliminated, so 5 by 4, plus here what we will get 1 by 4, here we will get 1 by 4. What now? Now you need to take the LCM of 3, 4, 4, that is equals to 12, so this should be 8, this should be 15, and this should be 3. So this is 8, 8 and 15. Okay, 18, 18 plus 8, that is equals to 26, 26 by 12, that is equals to 13 by 6. Okay, the option number A is correct. Option number A is correct. Option number A. So the option number A is correct. Now let's move to the next question. Okay, here we have a question from the syllogisms. Here we have 4 different statements. Now what we need to do, for the given 4 statements, find the statement what cannot be true simultaneously, assuming that there is at least one student in the class. Now we only need to check what 2 conditions cannot be true simultaneously, right? If we draw the first statement, all students are inquisitive. Okay, so we can write it as students and inquisitive, right? This is the diagram of first statement. The second statement is some students are inquisitive, right? This is the Venn diagram of second statement. The Venn diagram of third statement is no student are inquisitive, that means students and inquisitive, and there is no relation in between these two. And the fourth Venn diagram is some students are not. Okay, we can only say that this part of student that shows the same some student, these are not inquisitive, right? So if we can check all these four statements, we can clearly say that statement number 1 and statement number 2 cannot be happen at the same time. Either all the students are inquisitive or none of the students are inquisitive. But at the same time, both these statements cannot be happen. If we check statement number 2 and third, so we can either draw the diagram like this. Maybe some students are inquisitive, but these part of some students cannot be inquisitive. So we can make the diagram from these both statements. So here it is asked that cannot be true simultaneously. So the correct answer is option number A. Statement number 1 and statement number 3 cannot be happen at the same time. They can't be happen at the same time. This is a very easy question. Okay, now let's move to the next question, which we have question number 6. Okay, this is the question from the probability. It states that a program contains 5 balls of same size and shape. Here we have 5 balls, all are of same size and the shape. 3 balls of them are green and 2 of them are orange color. So here we have, okay, here we have 3 green balls and 2 orange balls, right? Here we have 3 green ball and 2 orange ball. Now what is the condition? Balls are drawn from the box one at a time. Okay, only one ball is drawn at a time. If green ball is drawn, it is not replaced. If we drawn out the green ball, we do not replace it. If an orange ball is drawn, it is replaced with another orange ball. If we drawn out an orange ball, we can put that orange ball again in the box and we can draw out another orange ball. Okay, so first ball is drawn. What is the probability of getting an orange ball in the next draw? Okay, there are two cases. Maybe the first ball is green or the second ball is orange, right? Okay, sorry, maybe the color of first ball, maybe it is green or maybe it is orange. So the second ball should be orange and orange, right? This is a fixed condition. So here if we draw a green ball, that means we have 3 green balls and they are out of 5. So the probability of getting a green ball out of the box, that is equals to 3 by 5. Now if we draw the green ball, we can't replace it. So the probability of getting orange ball is 2 by 4 because now only 4 balls are left in the box. Now if we are getting first ball as orange ball, so we have 2 orange ball and total we have 5 balls. Now if we have orange ball, we can replace it again with the orange ball. So the number of balls in a box are again 5. So the probability of getting another orange ball is 2 by 5. So now what we need to do, 6 by 20 and this is 4 by 25. Now these both are different cases, then we need to add these. So the LCM of, here we can write it as 6 by 20 plus 4 by 25. 100 is the LCM. So here we can say 30, 4 that is 8, right? No, wait a second. 16, sorry. This is 16. So the correct answer is 46 by 100. So we can write it as 23 by 50. That means option number A is correct. That means option number A is correct. Is it clear? Is it clear? This is a very easy question. So now let's move to the very next question which we have. Okay, the next question is from the logical inference. Let's read it out. Some people believe that what get measured improves. Some other believes that what gets measured gets gained. One possible reason for the difference in the beliefs is the work culture. In organization with good work culture, matrices helps improve outcomes. Okay, that it means, it says matrices are important for the good work culture. However, same matrices are counterproductive in organization with poor work culture. Okay, this is the passage which we have. Now what is asked? Which one of the following is correct logically inference based on the information in the above passage? Okay. Matrices are useful, yes. In the organization with poor, no with good. That means option number A is eliminated. Matrices are always counterproductive. No. It may counterproductive or sometimes counterproductive. This, because of this term always, this option is also eliminated. Matrices are never useful. No, they are useful. That means option number C is also eliminated. Now we have 4 options, and out of these 4, 3 are also eliminated. We are only left with option number D, and the correct option is option number D. With the help of elimination method, we can easily find out the correct answer. So the correct answer is matrices are useful in organization with good work culture. Yes. In this line, we can easily say that matrices are useful in organization with good work culture. Okay, this is a very easy question. Now let's move to the next question. Okay, here we have a sitting arrangement. Here we have a sitting arrangement, and we need to draw the diagram of this sitting arrangement. Okay, the corners and the midpoint of the triangle are named using distinct letters P, Q, R, S, T and U, but not necessarily in the same order. Consider the following statements. Here we have some conditions, and these conditions are very important. Now what these conditions are? The line joining PR is parallel to the line joining QS. It says that the line joining PR is parallel to the line joining QS, right? So with the help of this, we can say that, let's suppose these are the midpoints. Now we need to focus on the parallel lines. Maybe they are this or this, maybe they are this or this, maybe they are this or this. Okay, what is the second condition? P is placed on the side opposite to the corner T. Okay, S and U cannot be placed on the same side. Okay, so from this we can say that T should be at corner, so we can draw T here. If we can draw T here, then that means if we draw PR here and QS here, that means they are parallel to each other. These are parallel to each other, so we can write it as PR here and QS over here. And it says that S and U cannot be placed on the same side, that means U should be here. So this is the our diagram. Now what we need to do, which one of the following statement is correct based on the above information? Q cannot be placed at corner. No, Q is present at corner. That means option number A is eliminated. U cannot be placed at midpoint. U is present at the midpoint only. That means option number B is also eliminated. R cannot be placed at corner. R is present at corner. That means this option is also eliminated. The last option, S cannot be placed as corner. Yes, S is present at the midpoint. That means option number C is correct. This is again very good question. This is a good question. Here we need to check the conditions. Here the first line says PR is parallel to QS. PR is parallel to QS, right? P is placed on the side opposite to the corner. P is placed side opposite to the corner. Opposite side, T is at corner, and the opposite side P is placed. Okay, S and U cannot be placed on the same side. These two are not at the same time. So the correct option is option number C, right? Okay, now let's move to the next question, question number 9th. Okay, this question is very easy, but this is very confusing as well. Okay, a plot of land must be divided between 4 families. We have a plot, and this plot must be divided into 4 families. They instant their individual plots to be similar in shape. Here the condition is they should be similar in in shape, not necessarily in area. If area is unequal, then it should be okay, but the shape should be similar. Okay, the land has equally spaced place, mark the dots on the below figure. Two ropes R1 and R2 are already present that can't be moved. These two ropes are already present and we can't move these rows. Now, what is the least number? What is the least number of additional straight rope needed to divide plot? A straight rope can pass through 3 poles that are aligned in a straight line. Okay. Now, if we see, there is a shape like this. Now, if we join the last point of rope R2 and R1, there we have 3 dots, right? And here we can draw a straight line. We can draw a straight line. So we can get the same pattern in this shape as well, in this shape, in this shape, and in this shape as well. If we join a line from this point to this and this point to this, and if we rotate this shape and this shape, we will get all shape that is similar in shape but not in area. That means the minimum ropes we need is 3. The first one, the second one, and the third one. The correct answer is 3. This is a very simple question, but again, this is a confusing question as well. If you do not read the question carefully, if you get indulged in area, of or making the area equal, then you can't get the correct answer. Okay. Now let's move to the very last question which we have. Okay, here we have a question from the percentage. So it is given that in currently conducted national entrance test, boys constituted 65% of those who appeared for the test. So we can say that there should be 100% students who appeared in the examination, and out of 100%, 65% are boys. 65% are boys, or 35%. The remaining should be girls. So we can say 35% girls. Or we can also say that if we can, let's take the example, 100% should be equal to 100. That means 65 boys and here we have 35 girls, right? If we put 100%, that is equals to 100. So we will get 65 boys and 35 girls. So in the next line, it is given that girls constituted the remaining candidates and they accounted 60% of the qualified candidates. So out of these, 65% are qualified. So we can write 60% as 3 by 5. We can write 60% as 3 by 5. That means the value of, or we can calculate the 60% of 35, or we can calculate the 60% of 35. That is equals to 21. That is equals to 21. Or from this, if the total, this is the total number and this is the part that is given. Okay, if this value should be equal to 35, because it is given that the 35 is the total number of girls, then it is on multiple of 7. Then the total girls who qualified the exam, that is also is on the multiple of 7. That means 21 girls qualified the exam. The remaining students are boys. So 35 minus 21, that is equals to 14. So 14 boys qualified the exam. So let's check with the example. Which one of the following is the correct logical inference based on the information provided in the above passage? Equal number of boys and girls appeared in the test. No, that is equals to 65 and 35. So this option is eliminated. The number of boys who qualified the test is less than the number of girls. Yes, the number of girls who qualified, they are 21, and the boys who qualified, they are only 14. That means option number B is correct. The number of boys who appeared for the test is less than, no. Appeared for the test are, they are 36 and 35. The number, equal number of boys, no, equally. So the correct answer is option number B. So I guess this is the very last question which we have. We discussed all the questions from the aptitude part. Yes, this is the very last question. I really hope you learned a lot of things from this session, and all the very best to all the aspirants who have exam in upcoming days. So let's end this session here only. Let's meet in the very next session. Till then, keep smiling, stay safe, bye bye. Thank you so much for watching this video.